The forest was quiet that morning, too quiet, until a trembling little voice whispered, "If we don't find food today, we won't make it." Those words, spoken by a frightened bunny, would change the fate of Peter Rabbit and his sisters forever. But what none of them knew was that the smallest bunny in the family, the quietest, the gentlest, would be the one to show the courage that could save them all. And this is the tale of the hungry bunnies. Peter Rabbit woke before sunrise, brushing dew off his fur, trying to shake off the heavy thought that had been sitting in his heart for weeks. Their burrow was running out of food. Winter had taken longer to end this year. The forest berries were still stubbornly green, the carrot patches half frozen, and Mother Rabbit's tired eyes spoke the truth she never said aloud. Their family was hungry, and every day the hunger grew louder. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail huddled beside Peter, trying to warm their paws. The wind whistled gently through the burrow's entrance, but there was no warmth in it. Peter puffed out his chest as if trying to reassure them, but inside, he was terrified. He wasn't just the oldest. He felt responsible. Responsible for protecting them, for feeding them, for helping Mother Rabbit, for keeping the family together. And that morning, when Mother Rabbit broke the last tiny crumb of a dried-up biscuit into 4 pieces, their hearts sank. Cottontail's piece was so small it disappeared on her tongue before she could taste anything. Her eyes shined, not with tears, but with fear. And fear in a little bunny's eyes is something no one forgets. Peter made a decision. He told his sisters they were going to go out and look for food, and he promised Mother Rabbit they would be careful. But the truth was, he wasn't sure where they would go. The woods were empty, Farmer McGregor's garden was dangerous, and the only place where vegetables still survived the cold was the forbidden hill far beyond the thorny bushes, a place no rabbit had ever returned from. But hungry bunnies don't choose safety. They choose survival. Peter led the way, squeezing through narrow tunnels, hopping over frozen roots, guiding his sisters with a steady voice even though his legs shook slightly under him. Every rustle made Flopsy twitch. Every shadow made Cottontail cling to Peter's tail. Mopsy tried to be brave, but even her ears drooped. They passed the old oak tree where food used to grow, but now it was just barren ground. They crossed the shallow stream where they once played, but now the water was icy and thin. Every place that held memories now held emptiness. And with every step, hunger followed like a silent shadow to be why afternoon. The wind grew colder and the sky dimmed. Mopsy tripped on a root, Flopsy fell behind, and Cottontail's breathing turned shaky. Peter gathered them close beneath a fallen log, wrapping his paws around them to warm them. He wished he could give them even 1 carrot, 1 leaf, 1 berry. But he had nothing. When Cottontail whispered again, "Peter, are we going to be okay?" His heart cracked, but he nodded, because that's what a brother does. Even when he doesn't know the answer, they continued through the thick bushes until they reached the edge of the hill, the forbidden hill. Dark, silent, foreboding. But at the top of that dangerous hill, Peter saw something shining. Orange, bright, hopeful. Carrots. A full patch of real, fresh, untouched carrots. Peter knew what it meant. A place untouched was a place protected by something dangerous. But his sisters were starving to so he made the hardest choice of his life. He stepped forward. The hill was steep. The thorns scraped their fur. Shadows danced around them like ghosts. But they climbed, slowly, painfully, together. And halfway up the hill, Peter heard a growl. Not loud, but low enough to freeze the blood in his veins. He pushed his sisters behind him. The growl came again. It was the fox, the most feared predator in the entire forest. Peter's heart pounded so hard he could hear it. The fox stepped into the moonlight, eyes bright, teeth sharp, tail swaying slowly as if enjoying their fear. Peter knew he couldn't outrun the fox, and neither could his sisters. He whispered to them to stay behind him no matter what. The fox lunged. Peter stepped forward, ready to sacrifice himself. But suddenly, Cottontail, the smallest, quietest bunny, darted out, picking up a shiny stone and rolling it down the hill. The stone hit a cluster of frozen branches, sending them crashing loudly. The fox turned for a second, confused. 1 second was enough. Peter grabbed his sisters and shouted, "Run!" They sprinted up the hill, climbing faster than they ever had. The fox chased them, but the slippery frost slowed him down. Peter pushed Flopsy ahead. Mopsy helped Cottontail. The four of them reached the carrot patch and dug through the soft soil while Peter watched for danger. They had found food. Real food. Enough to save their family. They gathered as many as their little paws could hold and rushed back down as the fox snarled behind them. But something had changed. The fox didn't chase further. Maybe he was tired. Maybe he slipped. Maybe the forest itself protected them. But the bunnies didn't look back. They ran home through the night, collapsing into Mother Rabbit's arms the moment they reached the burrow. Peter trembled as he placed the carrots in her paws. She pulled him close, whispering, "You brought them back, all of them." And for the first time in days, their burrow filled with warmth, with food, with hope. Before sleeping, Peter looked at Cottontail, the quiet hero who saved them all. He hugged her gently. "You were brave," he said softly. She smiled a tiny smile. "I just didn't want to lose you." Peter's heart melted, and as they curled up together, bellies full for the first time in weeks, Peter realized something. Courage doesn't always come from strength. Sometimes it comes from love. That night, the tale of the hungry bunnies became a legend in the forest, a tale of fear, a tale of hope, a tale of family, a tale of the smallest bunny who saved them all. And that was only the beginning.